Hey, good morning, everybody. It's David Kemp, the host of Highway to Health podcast series. And read something this morning that hit me square in the nose. Shout out to Becker's Healthcare, by the way. They do a great job delivering insights, education on what's going on in the healthcare industry. What I read this morning said that the average healthcare cost for the average family of four is now over, you ready? $31,000 on average for the average family of four. Coming from somebody that has a family of six, you can do the math. It's expensive for anybody. And there's reasons for that, right? I mean, I think healthcare cost inflation now is over 5%. We saw a little bit of a reprieve during the pandemic in terms of healthcare cost inflation, but we're catching up. We're back at it. The average family of four, $31,000 a year in healthcare costs. It's no wonder why facilities like UMass are closing down their maternity ward. People can't afford to have kids. Now, there's other reasons, staffing shortages. They have their own pricing challenges, margin challenges, but there's also a decrease in births. Shocking, right? You know, we talk a lot on Highway to Health about improving access, experience, and outcomes for our patient community. How do we do that? How do we do that when the average healthcare cost is at a place where most people can't afford their healthcare costs? They can't afford going to the doctor. They can't afford their care. You know, we talk about how we do this, how we're on this open road journey together, and it's going to take a village. It's going to take the payers being a partner, an ally to the rest of the industry. It's going to take legislation being in place. It's going to take healthcare providers scaling and being as automated and as efficient as possible. But I think the answer, at least in the short term for families like mine, is building healthy habits. You know, we have to find a way personally to put less stress on the healthcare system. We have to eat right. We have to find the right diet. We have to move our bodies. We have to pay attention to our bodies so that when we do need healthcare, it's earlier. Our diagnosis is earlier. It's more accurate so that we avoid these big healthcare events, these episodes that are not only costly to us, the person, the individual, the patient, but also puts a lot of stress on the rest of the village, the provider and the payer. You know, we have to control what we can control in a lot of ways. And if we want to avoid a $31,000 on average healthcare bill, we have to pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies, how much we're moving our bodies, and pay attention to what our body's telling us. We have to take breaks. We have to find a balance. We have to be mentally strong, capable, and aware. But I think that's the only way that we can buy ourselves some time here while the providers, the labor community, the healthcare professionals, the payers, while they kind of figure out the challenges that they're going through right now. And so, you know, when we read news like this, when we see things like this, you can feel defeated. I'm sure a lot of you do. But maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity to say, what can I do? How can I improve, you know, certain things, certain behaviors to put less stress on the system and protect not only my health, but my financial health and that of my families. And so everybody has to play their own part, right? The patient's not going to solve this for everybody. But while everybody else in this village is working through those challenges, maybe that's what we can focus on.